What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Shopper channel coming to you with the final edition of the season of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks MLB. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell goes a long way for me on this video, goes a long way for you. That way you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. My friends, we've reached the end of the season here. Obviously, it's game 2 of the World Series that I'm going to be breaking down, but with everything I got going in the NFL streets, whether that's NFL Locks here or all the great NFL content over at the Stochastic YouTube channel, or if you're looking at the NBA, which is my absolute baby, been off to a really good start here on NBA, Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, and then over on the Stochastic YouTube channel, doing all the great fantasy work over there as well. I can't keep the MLB going here, so I'm going to be doing videos and bets and anything that I end up firing in this World Series, because again, we've been bet tracking this entire thing on X from beginning to end. Every single bet posted, every single play, just right in front of the paywall, giving you the goods. And again, we're up right over 15 units here right now, entering game 2. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be updating models, but OddsSharper does a great job of keeping everything updated from a market-based approach. You can sign up for that down below. Slam Dunk 50 gets you 50% off right now. Any package that you guys want to try out over there. Again, it's an absolute printer. It's phenomenal stuff. So you want to use the tools that I use to give me all the best analysis every single day. That is it, my friends. So that, in conjunction with a model, a lot of ways that we've gone about making some money here in the MLB streets, especially in the home runs. Got to revamp some totals in the offseason, that's for sure. Got to figure out the process there. But overall, a very profitable MLB season. I'm proud of the work that I've done here. If you've enjoyed the work as well, just smash the like button, leave a nice note or something. I don't know. I'm not going to sing and nostalgia stuff. It's like that Green Day song or that Vitamin C song. It's like graduation all over again. But I'll be back next season. I think I'll be back next season. We shall see. Of course, thanks. Just remember the times that we had. It was phenomenal. Thank you, Oliveris, and thank you to all the great home runs that came out of absolutely nowhere from the sky. So great stuff here on the program this entire season. Thank you for watching. I really have nothing else to add. Very last, MLB Lindy's coming down the pipeline. Producer Jacob's excited. I'm excited too. Again, check out NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks, as well as the NFL Street. That's been going for 8 weeks strong. Well, 7 weeks strong, going into week 8 here. We'll see how that one goes. But without further ado, Game 2, World Series, Arizona, Texas. Producer Jacob, let's get to the picks. One more time, my friends. One more time. Arizona Diamondbacks, Texas Rangers, Game 2. We got on one side of it, one of our guys on this program, Merrill Kelly, him and Zach Allen. Thank you for all of the memorable times the last year, 2 years. And just, I liked it a lot more when we were getting tons of plus money backing them when Arizona wasn't a good team. But obviously, they're much improved. Only 84 wins during the regular season, but just put it together here. The sweep of Milwaukee, the sweep of the Dodgers, going up against Philly, heroic back-to-back wins on the road there in Game 6 and 7. But an absolute heartbreaker. Watched that beginning to end yesterday while watching the NBA. So many things to be keeping track of here. If NFL had been on, I would have been in shambles trying to watch everything all at once yesterday and update it. But this one is a very clear-cut spot for me. And normally we do leans, likes, locks. When it's a one-game slate, you have the lean. Something I'm thinking about betting a lock. But I'm coming to in the morning here. The first time I've probably ever done an MLB show in the morning. But part of it is this game got done way later, went into extras, and there was a lot to analyze here. Books. I think we got 3 plays here where I'm going to go like to finish it out. I'm just going to give you the 3 plays that I've bet rather than something I'm thinking about or trying to keep it for Discord. Again, this is all in front of the paywall for you. It's all been throughout these entire MLB playoffs over on my X, at Eric Lindquist. Yeah, at my X. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Elon, you're crazy, bro. But let's start off with the Merrill Kelly side of things and just break this game down before we get to the plays. I think he's going to be decent enough here. 41.8% hard hit percentage, 25.9% K rate here. Been a little bit better than Gala in these playoffs, which is wild because relatively it's usually like that. And then now it's like that. I don't know. Brandon Pfaadt has had some emergent starts here in these playoffs. Looked like the pitcher that was promised. That should be an exciting footnote here going into next season. Probably got himself the 3rd rotation spot no matter what happens going forward. He's got great stuff. He definitely does. AAA Reno to MLB in the NL West. It took a second. But Merrill Kelly, we've definitely been backing him all season long, and it's weird to say that I think this is a terrible spot for him. 9.4% walk rate. Yeah, Texas isn't going to run the same way Arizona is, but still, that's enough of a walk rate there. you got to issue 1 through 9 here with Texas, where everybody's kind of adding a little bit of something to the fray, not the band, to the lineup. Nathan Lowe, like we're looking at him trying to wake up at some point. The 260 expected batting average during the regular season, 337 xWOBA. But as you go pitch by pitch, specifically looking at the fastball situation that he's got going, there's a lot of guys at the top of this order. And Simeon, has a 250 expected ISO against that pitch, a 442 expected ISO for Corey Seager. And although Adolis Garcia sitting at 276 expected ISO, we're pretty aware he's hitting the ball hard, far, and out of his GD mind, right? Yeah, 5 straight games now with a home run, and things have gotten ridiculous. But I will say, there's some other things going on with this Texas lineup that we kind of like. But shifting it over to the Texas side, this is what I'm very intrigued to see. And we haven't seen it in these MLB playoffs at all. But when you get to a World Series and you're down 1-0, I think all caution goes away. You have to try to find a way to win this baseball game. Yeah, Arizona came back from down 2-0 last time, so it's not like an absolute requirement, but for all intents and purposes, this is the frickin' World Series, and you're doing everything you can with a day of rest in between. You'll utilize bullpens, and this is kind of where we've looked at pitching outs and had a pretty profitable pitching out season, especially Nathan Eovaldi, even though yesterday didn't end up getting there, but he's forgiven because of that Tampa start. That was an absolute smash of all smashes. But Jordan Montgomery, he has to limit the hard contact, 37.9%. Good ballpark for him here. It's a lot easier for the carry going out to right field. And you're seeing Adolis Garcia go Oppo Taco. They talk about it on the telecast all the time, ad nauseum. The ball just carries a little bit further out to right. So it's a little bit better to be Jordan Montgomery, southpaw there. 37.9% hard hit percentage. K rate's been about standard here. Again, 21.4%, a little bit below average among starters in baseball this season, but has really hit the ground running yet again this postseason. However, this is what I wanted to get at. As much as I love Jordan Montgomery, and I'm going to be backing Jordan Montgomery, that's not what I'm saying, I have backed Corbin Carroll all season long. I have. Yeah, I feel like from the jump, he's somebody that we got on board with, and found some values from time to time. A couple stolen base props here and there early on before those numbers got completely nuked. And then home run props on the road, mainly because Chase Field is an absolute cavern from time to time. But I think you got to short him here at this kind of a number. Left on left. This is really, I think, kind of the story of the game to me when it comes to betting perspective. I'm only going to have a half unit on this play, but my first play out of the gate, Corbin Carroll under 0.5 hits. Yeah, I'm looking for him to possibly be blanked here in this spot. Number one, he's batted first or second against southpaws throughout these playoffs, which is not the norm. And I think part of that is that they didn't want to rock the boat or change anything. And well, other than Ranger Suarez there in the Philly season or in the Philly series, they haven't really faced any starting southpaws. You had Freddie Peralta. You had a number of different other pieces that from the Dodger side, all righties that were starting those games. And then, yeah, Ranger Suarez in the Philly series. Jordan Montgomery is the best lefty that they have faced here in a starting perspective right from the get-go. So I'm just going to say Brandon Woodruff, the other Milwaukee starter. My brain was just trying to figure that one out. But have you gone through his numbers against lefties over the course of this season? I bet you haven't, so let me tell you them. How does that sound? I'm not saying that you couldn't look them up. This is readily available content to everybody. But a 121 expected ISO and a 300 BABIP. So he's running standard, and he's not hitting lefties very well. And during the regular season, they have buried him till 7th routinely against lefties. Now, it hasn't come to fruition in the postseason. And maybe they just say, you know what, it's one game. Yeah, we lost in devastating fashion. And they just keep things the same and put him batting second. They go to Marte going to leadoff here. That is very well within the range of outcomes. But there is at least a chance that you get him buried to 7th. You have Lourdes Gurriel, Tommy Pham, all the righties move up a little bit there, and you bury him there because these lefty splits are terrible. They're just bad. He's got some development there, and you go through Jordan Montgomery's numbers. He is an absolute shutdown dude against lefties. Insane numbers. Under 8.080 expected ISO. Yeah, I can't even say that. Normally you just say 100. It's well under 100 there in that regards. And then you're looking at a 338 BABIP. So he's been getting unlucky in terms of contact that's gone against him and giving up absolutely no power whatsoever. Swinging strike rate It's not really there against him, but there's just, I mean, even the good lefties, because generally it's only good lefties who end up in the lineup against a Jordan Montgomery. Even they have had no chance against him here. Against righties, you go to 165 expected ISO, so he's giving up at least some power, some responsibility in that direction. But Jordan Montgomery, I don't think I want to back him at any of the current numbers. They have been absolutely nuked here for game 2. I think they're pretty efficient. 3.5 strikeouts? I'm not touching the over or the under of that. That is like right where it should be. It's not going to move. Arizona doesn't strike out, except for they did yesterday. Didn't even bet Eovaldi there. Had to go the pitching prep route. But I digress. I like the under of 0.5 hits for Corbin Carroll plus 175 at DraftKings Sportsbook. All right, play number 2. Let's fire it up here. Producer Jab, this is lovely stuff, isn't it? Home run props. One more time for the old Gipper. Now, Adolis Garcia, he's been on the card a lot throughout this postseason. I don't think we would be as profitable as we've been without him, nor would anybody who's been backing him in the home run department. Absolute heroics. It was devastating to lose the run line there. I thought, hey, can we set the table for Adolis and have him hit a 2 or a 3-run shot to backdoor that cover? But again, trusted the numbers there on the run line as a priority over the money line. The money line got pushed higher and higher and higher behind Eovaldi. Didn't feel as though that was going to be a profitable spot. The run line slightly graded out better, and so we went that direction. In hindsight, that sucks. It always does, but you try to make the best bets every single time with the numbers that are available to you, where you think, sometimes passing on a bet is better than making a bet itself. I'm not breaking any news, and this is also not a philosophy class. Although I do think the philosophy has been target the better numbers. And there is a number here in the home run department that is huge. It is so big. It's probably one of those rapper guys' numbers. I don't know. Sir Mix-a-Lot. We've expired our Sir Mix-a-Lot references throughout this entire season. But if you go through Jordan Montgomery's numbers, if you go through Merrill Kelly's numbers, giving up some lefty power to a certain extent, he's been better against righties. Obviously, most righties are. 129 expected ISO there, but a 158 expected ISO against lefties. Now, Daniel Lowe, it's been disappointing because he's some dude with just insane raw power, but I'm actually going to be looking at Evan Carter. During the regular season, obviously limited sample size, he came along a little bit later, had 5 home runs against righties, 175 expected ISO. That's nothing special. But plus 900 is the opening number over at Caesars Sportsbook. That is a huge, gigantic number, and it's the only home run that grades out as positive EV for me on the day. Now, if you're getting this at plus 700 at DK or plus 680 at FanDuel, pass. Don't bet it. This is like Caesars or bust. Bet365 actually has this at plus 825. So if you guys want to fire that up in one of the 6 states, again, they're the sponsor of our lovely program here, and I will talk about them in a second. I don't completely hate that one here, but I got a break-even number right around plus 725. And he's the only guy who has lines available that exceed that number. Everybody else, look at Adolis Garcia, who was on the card yesterday. He's down to plus 240 against a pitcher in Merrill Kelly, who's actually been better than Gallen and given up less power than Gallen during the regular season. So we're getting a worse number to back Adolis against a better starter. And then from a bullpen perspective, you work through some of these pieces. Obviously, both of them had to expire a number of resources. Ryan Nelson ends up eating some innings there for Arizona, so they still at least have some of the other pieces in play. Sewell finally gives up a run here in the postseason. In fact, gives up 2 of them there with the 2-run Seager shot. But interesting stuff because you're going to just unload your bullpen here. You get a day of rest in between. So there's really no concerns I have when you get to World Series play here and you're not playing 3 games back to back to back, where then you have to have those kind of conversations. So I'm not going to be factoring it in. Just using neutral bullpen splits here for the home run model. And yeah, plus 900. I think that's the only available number that I would bet right now. Maybe something changes, but Evan Carter, the only home run prop on the board. All righty, y'all, let's talk a little Bet365 for the last time this season, and then we'll get the heck up out of here with our lock. If you're in one of these 6 states, Kentucky, Virginia, New Jersey, Ohio, Colorado, or Iowa, this is an awesome deal for you. You bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets. And as I said, Bet365. They've got a great home run number there on Evan Carter. And in the event you're in one of those 6 states and you don't have Caesars Sportsbook or whatever that might be for the plus 900, I do like that plus 825 number. And it's the only home run prop that I would be firing whatsoever at the current numbers. So check out Bet365, get yourself access to that and put $5 on that. And when you do, you're going to get $150 in bonus bets. That's a great deal. No other strings attached. $5 would be the most you could possibly lose. You could lose the entire 150 in bonus bets and be out a grand total of $5 on your investment there. So go down below, sign up at Bet365 right now in one of those 6 states if you're in it: Kentucky, Virginia, Ohio, New Jersey, Colorado, and Iowa. Only if you're 21 and over, 18 and over in Kentucky. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Alrighty, y'all. Last lock of the season. Let's get to it. A lot of pressure here on a final lock. And for me, this just comes down to math. And it always has. Sometimes you've got some run lines. You've got some plus money stuff. Again, Jalen Duren, plus 250. There is nothing chalky about plus 250 to double opening day. Been riding the hot hand with that one. Just terrible minutes projections by books there for Jalen Duren, and James Wiseman never going to be in the rotation. But anyway, we're not here to talk NBA. We're here to talk the final game of the season. I broke down both sides of this one: Merrill Kelly versus Jordan Montgomery, and you got a nice outing there from Leclerc, who ate up more than an inning, did a great job of keeping things intact for those Texas Rangers going towards the end. And that's what they needed. They need to have that shutdown. Well, in this case, 9th, 10th inning guy, 8th, 9th inning, Aroldis Chapman, get him in the mix, do some good things. And it got a little bit wonky early for Eovaldi. Texas righted the ship. They end up getting the 6-5 win. It was a beautiful, beautiful baseball game. I think Texas takes game 2 here as well. I'm going to be betting them. Lock button. This really also has to do with shopping for the best odds. You've got minus 142. The next available sportsbook I would have is at minus 150. So that's an 8-cent difference that I'm saving going to the Texas side. I didn't think that I was ever going to be putting Arizona into play here with a lefty on top. It neutralizes one of their bats in Corbin Carroll quite a bit. Again, feel as though taking the under of hits. I know that's not everybody's favorite cup of tea, but if you want to be so inclined to just, jump to something else and maybe take that half unit and put it on something else, Texas money line, I think they get it done. I'm not a big hot streaks guy, but there is no doubt that Corey Seager and Dallas Garcia are out of their minds, but they kind of have been all season. Seager with a 608 expected slugging, and Dallas Garcia with a 523 expected slugging. Some of the best overall numbers, top to bottom, as a baseball team in the AL, in all of baseball offensively. I mean, click. I've got this north of a 62 expected win percentage. We're talking about an implied percentage here of 58.7% when you're talking minus 142. So definitely try to get yourself to DraftKings Sportsbook where that number is. Minus 150, I wouldn't completely hate that. Would probably downgrade that to a half unit play. If you're sitting at minus 160, minus 165 by the time you hear this, go ahead and pass. But friends, that does it for me. The end of MLB Lindy's this season. I know I just said it, but that does it for another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. You know what to do. Go to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays here for Game 2 of the World Series. I will be firing up bets, anything that shows up for me over on my X, formerly known as Twitter, at Eric Lindquist. You can follow me there. I'm going to be firing up anything for you guys. Again, keeping track of all these bets. We'll have the final total when it's all said and done. But a really profitable playoffs, really profitable postseason. Happy to share it with over 10,000 of you over there. Come join it, come hang out, and let's win some money together. I'm going to get myself the heck up out of here, but until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Saturday.